Hi everyone, it's Pastor John again. We are continuing to read about Joseph from the book of Genesis, and I want to read today from chapter 40, and we'll begin with verses 1 through 8. Later, two of the Pharaoh's servants did something wrong to Pharaoh. These servants were the baker and the man who served wine to Pharaoh. Pharaoh became angry with his baker and wine server, so he put them in the same prison as Joseph. Potiphar, the commander of Pharaoh's guards, was in charge of this prison. The commander put the two prisoners under Joseph's care. The two men continued to stay in the prison for some time. And one night, both of the prisoners had a dream. The baker and the wine server each had his own dream, and each dream had its own meaning. Joseph went to them the next morning and saw that the two men were worried. He asked them, "Why do you look so worried today?" The men answered, "We both had dreams last night, but we don't understand what we dreamed. There is no one to explain these dreams to us." Joseph said to them, "God is the only one who can understand and explain dreams. So I beg you, tell me your dreams." I want to continue in chapter 41, where we pick up the story again. 2 years later, the Pharaoh dreamed that he was standing by the Nile River. In the dream, 7 cows came out of the river and stood there eating grass. They were healthy, good-looking cows. Then 7 more cows came out of the river and stood by the bank of the river by the healthy cows. But these cows were thin and looked sick. The 7 sick cows ate the 7 healthy cows. Then Pharaoh woke up. Pharaoh went back to sleep and began dreaming again. This time he dreamed he saw 7 heads of grain growing on one plant. They were healthy and full of grain. Then he saw 7 more heads of grain sprouting, but they were thin and scorched by hot wind. The thin heads of grain ate the 7 good heads of grain. Then Pharaoh woke up again, and he realized it was only a dream. The next morning, Pharaoh was worried about these dreams, so he sent for all the magicians and wise men of Egypt. Pharaoh told these men the dreams, but none of them could explain them to him. Then his server of wine remembered Joseph and said to the Pharaoh, "I remember something that happened to me. You were angry with the baker and me and put us in prison. Then one night he and I had a dream. Each dream had a different meaning. There was a young Hebrew man in the prison with us. He was a servant of the commander of the guards. And when we told him our dreams, he explained them to us. He told us the meaning of each dream, and what he said came true. He said that I would be free and have my old job back. And it happened. He also said the baker would die, and it happened." So Pharaoh called Joseph from the prison. The guards quickly got Joseph out of prison. Joseph shaved and put on some clean clothes, and he went to see Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I had a dream, and no one can explain it for me. I heard that you can explain dreams when someone tells you about them." Joseph answered, "I cannot, but God can explain the dream for you, Pharaoh." Now Joseph explains the dream to Pharaoh, and I'm going to continue reading in verse 39. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "God showed all these things to you, so that you must be the wisest man. I will put you in charge of my country, and the people will obey all your commands. I will be the only one more powerful than you." Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I now make you the governor over all of Egypt." Then Pharaoh gave his special ring to Joseph. The royal seal was on this ring. Pharaoh also gave a fine linen robe and put a fine chain around his neck. Then he told Joseph to ride in his second chariot. Pharaoh's officials said, "Let him be the governor over the whole land of Egypt."